We are now recording.
Justin, you're a bitch.
Thank you.
Had to get that
I'm
one
gonna-
out, just saying. I'm sure you will.
I'm glad you did.
Um, Last we left off, you all approached the central tree that was in the heart of the Beastlands. As you approached, Laddie, you felt something that you hadn't felt for the first time in 5 long, long years. And that was the faintest, but still present, presence of Maleki. You all entered this tree using your survival skills to kind of like pick either up or down, and you went downwards. This tree was expansive, having various hallways apparently, as well as rooms all throughout. And as you progressed further and further down into the roots of this tree, you came across several different cemeteries, as it were, and kind of using your religion, kind of inferencing through what these graves represented, you all kind of deduced that these cemeteries where these people were laid to rest, rows upon rows, were of Maleki's most favored hunters, her favored champions, people who had done things that were great to her in her name, and because of it, were laid to rest in the great tree that was at the center of her domain. And while searching through the cemeteries, kind of looking through everything, you guys saw a few different things. Some of them were that the names, some of them were like chiseled out, basically. Yeah, like chiseled out with stone, with masonry tools, and other things you saw kind of turned your stomachs because some of the graves had trophies on them, trophies within them, inlaid on their stonework. And you guys figured out that these trophies were of slaughtered unicorn satyrs. Um, and trying to figure out like why they did that, why Maleki would have them do that. You guys kind of continued on your way until you got all the way to uh I'm not going to say the bottom because I don't think there really truly is a bottom to this tree, to the roots and how far down they go. I think at some point you just fall out on the other end of the world, maybe into the plane of air, I don't know. And you guys came into a altar room, a sanctuary essentially. And as you walked through this place, Addie, you were able to tell immediately that this was a sanctuary for Maleki. It had all of her tapestries, it had her decorations, her architecture, and like all of the yeah. Um and in the middle of this sanctuary, like all the temples of Maleki that you have ever visited in your life or been privy to, had a giant growing, bush in the middle. And, as all the temple bushes, even though Maleki's presence has basically gone non-existent at this point, they were all still alive. However, one thing that caught everyone's eye, especially Penny and Till, growing on this bush and growing all throughout this little sanctuary of Maleki, were the same type of plants that Cricket had in their room. The the snowdrop berries, the angel winter root. I still could not find my fucking notes, believe it or not. So I'm just gonna have to make new ones at some point. But how do I get rid of that? What did I just press? Shit. Oh, never mind. Um, and at the dais, around this large bush growing these hornberries, you all came across two figures. One was a very large woman dressed in um, silks and gossamers, and the other was in her lap, a wood elf in her lap, sleeping. Um, and as you all approached, you guys talked to the woman who was sitting upright, um, and found out that this was Alona, the woodland goddess, and she was the one who put Maleki under and kind of just ruined her presence in the prime material plane. And you had some questions for her, obviously, like, "Hey, why did you do that? Are you gonna leave anytime soon?" Or, you know, normal questions. She admitted that she had a child who was stolen from her, and she said that she was in Maleki's domain, um, mostly out of out of concern, but partly out of pettiness. After what Maleki asked of her most devout followers, which was to hunt and slay Alona's children, the unicorn satyrs. Um, Talked a little bit more, but and Leto uh got a blessing. And one thing that I don't know if y'all remember, but Alona asked for Leto's name and he gave it, and then she was like, "Your real name?" And he was like, "Leto Smithson. That's the name I'm giving you." Alona also told you all that she could not speak her child's true name for fear of her being bound to whoever is whoever like kind of kidnapped her in the first place. But if you gained Cricket's trust, if you gained their loyalty, essentially, maybe perhaps one day Cricket would reveal their true name, and that would get you guys one step closer to getting them back to their home. Am I missing anything?
Did
I have
we
a clarifying question because I wasn't here. Why can't we just bring Cricket right here? Why do we need to learn the name?
Well, that's right. We did leave off here so Till could ask questions.
Yeah,
Not in
we left
character.
off here specifically because we wanted you to be able to ask some questions too, so we didn't want to leave this area
Well,
with
I will. That will be
Alona.
my question. That'll be my first question. That is my question in character.
Okay. All right. But before we do that, am I forgetting anything?
did we talk about the artifact that we came here to get?
Um Alona did tell you that the artifact was within the tree. I do remember that. Um because you one of you asked about the object that you guys are seeking, the orb of dragonkind, and she was like, "Yeah, it's in the tree." I
Okay.
don't really know where, 'cause I don't really care, but it's in the
Okay.
tree. Was essentially her answer. Um, you guys been covering up your tracks for Karn Circle and his gang of wares. Um, ba, 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 ba. I think it was mostly it. You guys spent most of the time traveling, and there was also Karn's second in command, who, by pure chance, stumbled across you guys, and you guys were able to banish him, without any incident. And by incident, I mean alerting of the other wares within the Beastlands, your location.
Um, I have two out of character questions that I've been sort of
Hit me with them.
ruminating on. I can't remember if if it was asked last session. Why didn't Alona just kill Maleki and take her place? if she's powerful enough to knock a primary deity of a pantheon unconscious, why not just kill her and usurp her?
That can be an character question. He can
I'll let
answer
Till
that.
go. Yeah, I'll let Till go first though, since I've had my
Yeah.
chance to ask questions.
Yeah. So that's where we kind of picked up. Till you are no longer T-posing in the corner, and you have rejoined the land of
Hey.
the living with the rest of the champions. Alona's there, Leto's there, your friends are there, Maliki's there, kind of.
Insert that one gif of Mushu. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask any question you like.
Can you insert that for me,
Multiple,
Bones? I'm having
even.
a hard time imagining it.
Yeah, I mean, I asked the question that I asked. I was like, why can't we just bring Cricket straight here? We know where they are.
Thank you.
Yes, I've been trying to do that myself, but there's powerful magic on my child, and every time I've tried, it has, for lack of a better word, blown up in my face.
I mean, that's probably because they're like the apprentice to someone, and there's a whole thing there. So like, I feel like if we just let them know the situation and be like, we can get Cricket home.
Won't hurt to ask.
You can. Oop,
Nope, that's it. Go ahead.
sorry. Alona says, please try. For all intents, I do not know
And do you want to
how.
just come with us?
No, I do not.
Why not?
Being, Alona says, I am not like these fledgling gods who can traverse the plains and go down onto your prime material and do as they please, however they please. I'm older than some of the mountains themselves, and having me there could have unintended consequences.
Like planar rifts opening up all over the country.
That is mostly child's play. More dangerous things. More dangerous things than I think mortals can
Okay, follow-up question.
really.
Follow-up question to my previous question. If it's just like a mortal using magic, how are you getting beaten by that if you're all powerful and old?
I wish I had the answer to that. When my child was first stolen, I thought it would be easy to get her back. You must understand, 5 years. I have never felt this powerless in a very long time. But the feedback, the reverb that I get is ancient and old and painted. It might even be dark magic, which directly opposes me.
Do you have a token of some sort that we might bring back and show to Cricket to reassure them that we met you?
Or some kind of message that if we were to tell him, he would know that we've met you. If we are to bring him back to you, we must be on the same page as he. So knowing that we're aiding his mother might help in that regard.
Let me look at the trinket list really quick. That's not a trinket list. Ooh, oh, here we go. Okay. Biscuits. I did not expect that. That question about the token.
It's all right. Make it up and write it down later.
Yeah.
Make it up and write it down.
Be a toy or something. I don't know.
Impacts.
It's like, sure, they trust Lita, but, for extra security, hey, make sure that they understand that we're not lying when we say, we met their mother.
Yeah.
I mean, plus
Alona. Go on.
I was just gonna say, plus Cricket can be kind of cagey about his past for good reason. So this would be a good way for us to bridge that gap a little bit, being like, "Hey, we met your mom, and she's cool with us, and wants
We
us
had
to
a
bring you back."
parent-teacher conference.
And if he's like, "Nuh-uh," we'd be like, "Here you go. She gave us this coupon from her wallet that she said only you would know about, or something." I don't know.
Or a receipt from a bakery from a random city.
Yeah, some stupid shit. Up to you, dude.
Alona. She Till you were here for this, but before actually you meet, I don't know if you remember or not, but when Henri saw her in his grim psychometry thing, she was wearing like various veils and shawls and stuff covering her face, and she took them all off. She unclips one, not unclips one. She folds one up, and um I want to say she gives it to Leto, but Leto is still kind of like he's still getting the ick from her after that blessing he got. She gives it to Penny.
Okay. Remind me what it is again so I can write it down.
It is a gossamer shawl that hold on. That that glows faintly with iridescence. As it catches the light, it shimmers, and it's that same type of uh uh bright platinum as Alona's hair. That should do it. That should suffice.
Cool.
Between being in my presence and the dear knight here, Cricket should know immediately of what you've done here. Not Cricket. She doesn't know that Cricket's name. My child should know immediately who you've talked to here. Sorry, I am so fucking used to just saying Cricket's name. She does not know Cricket's name that they're going by, nor their true name. Well, she knows their true name, but she's not telling you.
Yeah.
And I forget, did we ask her to tell us Cricket's true name, or did she say that was
She won't
impossible?
tell us.
Yeah, okay. All right, just making sure.
Yeah. Any other questions for Alona?
I will. When she mentioned darkness, I think that'll pull out Addie at least a little bit out of the days she's been. You say you're older than the current gods. Much older. What do you know about the encroaching darkness?
Shit. Okay. Alona says, the encroaching darkness.
It appeared once about 1,000 years ago. Perhaps more times before that, but it's
Yes, the
making an
encroaching
appearance
dark.
again.
I was not aware that that is what the mortals were calling it. No, I've heard of this encroaching darkness. I know that is how, and she goes to stroke Maleki's hair again. How these mortals were made gods, why they were, as took over the old ones, and they then had to be replaced. Hold on, let me consult my notes really quick because I think Alona knows a little bit more. Hold on. He definitely knows a little bit more.
I should hope if she was fucking around with for it.
She was older than some mountains.
Go sit down. I did not call you. Go sit. Do not start barking. I swear to God. See.
Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good.
He's still looking.
Gotta search through 5 different notebooks, 30 different open tabs,
I didn't have that many tabs open, just to let you know.
six Google Docs, 343
Stop! I have it right
pages long.
here. It was in the player's handbook. I have it right here. Stop. Would I ever do any of that? Like, name one time. I'll wait.
Yesterday.
I don't believe you. Anyway, Alona says, yes, the encroaching darkness. I didn't recall the mortals calling it that. It was so far out of me and my children's way that I barely paid any attention to it. We thought it was the god of eternal darkness. But he would never do something so brazen. At least I hope not.
Sorry to interrupt. Who is the god of eternal darkness?
That would be Darzadon. I will put that in Discord.
Hoopst.
Oh, that motherfucker.
Wait, is this the Lich motherfucker?
No, that's Vecna.
No. We were.
The guy that's like the Paragon leader.
Yeah, that he's a Lich.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe you got something else to
Or is
investigate,
due.
I guess. If the mortals didn't refer to it as the encroaching darkness, what did they call it at the time? If you do know.
Oh no, that's what the mortals called it, but us as gods just thought it was Vecna messing things up again. Venka? How do you pronounce his name? Vecna?
Vecna,
Vecna.
Vecna? Okay.
little bitch.
Gods who are evil
Vecna, when
tend
I
to
find you,
have
Vecna.
um gods who are committed to evil have their resurgences every few hundred years, so I honestly paid it no mind. I didn't pay any mind really until the last gods of your Orvosite Peninsula died, and then they were replaced, and then Maleki, a little power hungry, bid her followers to kill my people. Um, but by that time, the darkness had already been dealt with. I had bigger things to worry about.
Okay, follow-up question to what you just said. First off, one, why did she target your people? Secondly, why not just kill her?
So in the last session, that first question was actually answered, why she targeted them. Alona doesn't really know. She has, ideas of why, like prestige, honor, not well, yeah, honor amongst her ranks, like trophy hunting, basically why people hunt for sport in the first place because they think it's fun sometimes. They want to see the biggest quarries that they can bring in. So that was the answer to that one. She just straight up doesn't know. She thinks Maleki was just power hungry, let the position of being a god go to her head and was like, I'm going to do something great and I want my people to do something great in my name. And what she chose was to slaughter unicorn satyrs. Um, as to why Alona doesn't kill her, um, Alona says, I may not be I may not be happy with what she's done. I have known grief like no other. However, killing a god is not something that can be easily done, even with even being a god. And I don't kill her because what a vicious cycle that would be. My people, they believe in goodness and light above all else. And maybe not forgiveness, but knowing that there's always the option to forgive is there. If I were to slaughter Maleki, if I was to kill her, it would be as if I'm betraying the very person that I bid my children to be.
Okay, but like
I
then this
cannot
problem
kill her. I
kind
will
of
not.
keeps going because the second she like wakes up, it's just gonna start again.
So that was also answered last session. Um, the last time the unicorn satyrs were really hunted or killed like that was 500 years ago. Cricket. Alona stressed last session that Cricket was straight up an outlier to all of this. It wasn't like Maleki found Cricket and pulled Cricket into the Arvoset Peninsula. Um, um, and Alona's people, the ones who survived after the whole slaughtering business, um, they made it. She made it a point to have as many of her followers as possible. That not just the unicorn satyrs, but the other humanoid followers that she had to destroy pretty much any type of evidence that the unicorn satyrs existed in the first place, which is why no one knows anything about cricket. Um, Most of the knowledge has been left to ruin on purpose. You know, um, not geography, but like uh taxonomy books and biology books and things like that, and records of them and where they lived, and all of their information basically that you would probably find in like stat block
I think the
has
concern.
been intent.
I think the concern is less that Maleki will go after Unicorn Satyrs again, and more that Maleki will just pick someone else, or another group of people.
Oh,
At least that would
I
be my
see.
concern.
Yeah, like who's to say she wouldn't pick elves or genasi, or like who? It's going to be someone else if she can't.
I'll be real with you. Alona straight up doesn't care.
Yeah.
She is looking out for her people. If Cricket wasn't in the vicinity and Maleki was like, "Yeah, I want everyone to go hunt down Kalshatars," that would not be Alona's problem.
I think, this is I think would be partially in character. Ember would be like, isn't that also going against what you preach as a god of kindness and forgiveness? That feels inherently selfish.
And Alona says, yes, it is selfish, but this is not my domain. These are not my planes. These are not my this is not where I live. The other gods will have to put Maleki in her place if she so chooses
So then, are you
to.
gonna wake her up after you get your kid back? At like the cycle of this.
Yes. So, sorry, I guess I didn't mention as much things as I thought I did in the recap. Alona was like, yeah. As soon as Cricket's back home, she's gonna peace out. Maleki's presence will flourish again. She'll wake up, start sending dreams out again, appearing to her followers in their dreams and stuff like that. Yeah, she'll be an active god.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so after Alona, the only thing keeping Maleki asleep is Alona, really.
Right.
So, you return Cricket to Alona, Alona fucks off, Maleki wakes up.
Fully, sort of joking, sort of serious. What if I just dispelled the
hear it.
brand on Cricket and then just cast banishment?
It's
all
so
of my
funny because
answers,
listening
all
to
answers in this multiple choice question is just banishment.
Well, that's assuming
That's so
that
funny
What?
because last session you said the exact same thing.
Did I? I.
You did.
It's been like 3
You
fucking
did.
weeks.
It's been more than 3 weeks.
I'm
Well,
glad to know I'm consistent in what I
I was about to
find
say,
funny.
kudos to your consistency. The answer that I gave last time was that it might not work in the intended way that you think it will.
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
so that's assuming that what's tethering Cricket to the prime material is the Archmage's brand.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the darkness now that they mentioned it was
Yeah.
old and dark and ancient.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Alona, woodland goddess of the unicorn satyrs? Put Maleki in a supernatural coma because she was like, hey, where the fuck is my daughter? Where the fuck is my kid?
I actually do have one more question. This was going to be my other out of character question, but I suppose this kind of works as a segue. Something has been bothering me. Why, when you sent your followers here to carve out the epitaphs of those who hunted your people, why not take the remains with you for proper rites? Why leave them, and Addie gestures around her, here.
Yes. That is the question, isn't it? The simple answer is that the child who is supposed to lead her people, there are very specific funeral rites that must be taken place and upheld. If those rites aren't carried out by their leader, by someone trained and under the teachings of our oldest clerics, right now their souls rest in their body parts. But if we were to disturb them and do it incorrectly, their souls may never find the other path to peace. Once I get my child back, and now that I know that other of her, she and her trusted knights will venture into these plains and retrieve them. And and when she says trusted knight, Leto like looks around like, is she talking about me?
So
She
about
is talking.
out of character about that.
So,
We
about
did.
that,
Yeah.
Oh boy, I forgot that you guys actually took parts of them. Damn.
Oh yeah.
yeah, because, I mean, in Addie's mind, like, she doesn't know if they're ever going to be able to get back to the Beastlands. Like, this is basically the one opportunity that Addie can potentially see, because she didn't have the context that, Alona might just zippity zappity wormhole baby. Like, Addie couldn't have possibly fucking known,
Yeah.
Very
like, in
valid.
any fucking capacity.
And why
She
the
was
fuck did we leave
operating
them?
on, she was operating on, I'm not going to leave the remains of murdered people in a place they should go back to someone who will care for them, and the only person I know is Cricket.
Alona says,
Well,
you have them?
Sir Smithson does.
Really throwing Leto under the bus, aren't you, Addie?
Slightly glare at Penny.
That was out of character, sorry.
Oh, it was? Okay. I was under...
That was Alona asking if Addie has them.
I do not know. Sir Smithson. It
Ooh.
felt wrong if I carried them. And since he is closer to Cricket than I, it only made sense.
Alona closes her bold eyes, and she's a god. She doesn't really like need to breathe, but she still takes a deep breath, and she says, "That will have to be acceptable. I trust that you, Sir Smithson, will return the remains properly. I'm sure you will. Now that, especially with my blessing." And Leto like grimaces again, but nods. My child will have to perform the funerary rites the best that she can, away from her people, but she is strong and capable, and I have no doubts that she will be able to do it properly. It's just more of a coming of age thing. A cultural coming of age thing.
I see. You have my sincerest apologies, goddess.
It is not your fault, O child of Maleki. I cannot fault someone who didn't know. And your devotion to your goddess has been steadfast and pragmatic. I can see how closely you hold her to your heart. And for that, I cannot fault you.
I do not think holding her close to my heart for much longer.
What do you mean by that, Addie?
Someone who hunts innocent people for sport, for slaughter, is not a god I would want to follow. So she is not
Even if it-
worthy of my devotion.
Do you not think the gods can change?
She will have to prove it to me then, whenever she wins, that she has the capability to change. The way I see it, the nature of gods is that they are, in essence, a pillar of reality. They don't change. We, however, can. We have that choice. So until she can show that she is capable of it, of change, I want nothing to do with her.
Do you want this pamphlet for Lathander's church?
Penny, now's not the time.
And I think there is. Addie looks so coldly at Penny.
On cue, Henry does the same thing. Not gonna lie. Are you serious, my brother? Like,
Damn, I don't even like the gods, but like, I have just a little bit of fucking sympathy just for Addie. Only Addie. Fuck everyone else.
I think it's only because it was Penny who was like, "You want a pamphlet for this other god?"
how many pamphlets is Penny carrying around? You gotta tell me that at some point.
Enough.
Enough to stuff into a confetti cannon.
Yeah.
Penny's
Surprisingly, Penny's other packed weapon is a t-shirt cannon with only Lathander t-shirts on it.
Oh, God.
She's just Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony.
Yeah, for real.
Now I'm wondering, is there like a party cannon weapon? There's got to be like, you know what? I'm getting off track.
Can I? Fuck. As one final thing, I'm gonna take out the small wooden triptych, and I'm going to I don't know how Maleki is sleep. Like, I know you said head on lap, but like, is her arms akimbo? Or are they like lying on her stomach? Like, what's the picture? Paint me a picture.
Fuck. Hold on, let me look up a picture.
Is she like starfishing right now?
No, she's on her side
Okay.
with her hands underneath her cheek,
Okay.
kind of curled up.
I'm gonna take the triptych and I'm going to place it next to her so that like the first thing she sees when she opens her eyes will be this triptych.
Interesting.
Oh my god. Nice.
And I think Maleki will know.
Mm-mm-mm. Bones, I want to let you know that Henry hasn't adopted Addie to the same extent as some of the other party members, but you just made him so proud. You're number one on the list right now.
Damn, poor Ember. What is she, chopped fucking liver? Shit.
All things
Hey,
considered.
Addie, I want to introduce you to this club I have.
Oh my god.
Henry in the back for real.
And Addie will step away and give a polite bow to Alona and sort of step back to be with the rest of the group.
And you step back and go back to the party members, and it's kind of immediately noticeable that Leto is the only one still standing before Alona, and he looks up at her. For the most part, he's kind of just trying to avert his eyes and not draw attention to himself. But for the first time in this entire interaction, he looks up to her, opens his mouth as if to say something, and closes his mouth before he turns back to the party. And Ember, what's everyone's passive insight? Ember, don't even bother answering. I'm just gonna tell you anyway.
12. I'll put
Also
in
12. Wait, no, insight?
VC.
Passive
16.
insight.
11.
16 for Penny.
Oh, 16. Ember's is like 12 billion.
Bones, I want to let you know too that Henry gave Addie that
Yeah, exactly.
that emotionally repressed dad nod of approval off in the corner. Like he's not gonna the kind of dad that won't hourly say, "I'm proud of you, good job, kiddo." More like, "Oh my god, he just nodded at me." He's no.
He
That
acknowledged my existence.
Oh my god.
The
And
Ron
that's-
Swanson of this party.
Oh my
and that's a
god.
very big deal to him.
That's so funny.
Till, what's your passive insight?
Not good. 12.
Okay. So, Penny and Ember. As Leto turns back around, you can see, before he hides it, before he has a chance to mask it, this hardened look in his eye that you've never really seen before. But just as quickly as you see it, he is he is shuddering his face, schooling it into a neutral expression as he looks between all of you and says, so what now?
Now we find the orb.
No doubt we'll have to deal with the pack at some point soon. The sooner we have the orb in our possession, the better. I'm getting rather sick of this place.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Damn it. I wish I had asked this before all this, like, poetry of change and the gods and shit. Can retroactively, can Adia ask if there is a way that we can contact more, like, Alona more directly? Because, like, I know Addie is going to want to pester Alona probably more about the encroaching darkness.
Yeah. Alona says, do you scry? Do you scry?
Wait, I need some. Look up scry really quick because I think I fucking need something. I don't need something, but I think I need something. You know?
Like a body part, not a body part, like a lock of hair makes it easier.
Yeah, let's see. Not familiar. Yeah, but if I had like, a possession or garment, that's -4. But like a body part, lock of hair, bit of a nail, or the like would be -10. Although I can't imagine Alona being like telling me, "Hey, yeah, you could scry on me." She's then gonna be like, "Hee hoo, I'm gonna save." So, like, maybe I don't need it. God, do I need something from her? Is she just gonna like?
Yes, you do. She's asking for a reason.
Okay. Whatever you are comfortable parting. If anything at all.
And Alona, turns to, even though it's a stone dais, there's kind of like dirt and grass and shit everywhere. Overgrown, obviously. And Alona, places her hand over the mossy, cracked stone, and as she lifts up her hand, a beautiful white lily-esque flower blooms from under her hand, and she takes it from the bench, scooping up the dirt and everything, and passes it to you, and says, "This is a cosmic lily. Use it when you need me."
Thank you.
And really quick, I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right.
Hi, Chai.
Okay.
Kitty, what are you doing? Sweetheart.
I feel like in YouTube.
Thank you for shoving your butt in my face.
New note.
Have any of you guys tried to harness train your cat before? I bought a harness today and I'm gonna try.
I have not, but good luck.
I have not. The best advice I can give just in general is associate it with positive things like treats.
Yeah.
Treats and stuff.
Because if he's like every other cat almost in existence, what will probably happen at first is that you'll put it on and he'll just flop. He'll
Gotcha.
just freeze
Yeah.
and fall over.
Good to know.
You ever played the game Stray?
I've seen things of it, yeah.
Oh,
But I haven't
first of all,
played it.
bro, I would love to watch you do a playthrough of Stray. That'd be I think you'd like
Yo,
it.
speaking of playthrough, I gotta load up Suck Up for you, Bones, so you can see the new game mode.
Oh
And
my
Red.
god. I'm so wait, this is all recording. I love that. No, I cannot fucking wait because that shit's gonna be so goddamn funny.
It's such a random game mode, not gonna lie.
It really is.
What is it? Or are you gonna make me wait?
I'll make you wait.
I could just Google it.
What's the fun in that?
That's true. You know me so well. Fuck you.
If you aren't too dead after the game, I can load it up for 5 minutes just so you can see what it is.
Probably fine. Oh, Kate, where are you in Forbidden West? I know you said you found the elephants, and the last thing I remember you saying that you were doing the Aether Quest line. So I believe I at least knew where you were. I knew exactly where you fucking were.
I finished getting Ether.
Nice.
Now I'm just finishing up side quests near Sky Clan. I think I just found the Iota cauldron.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go do that.
Oh, I think that's my favorite cauldron. I think Iota's my favorite.
Oh yeah, no, I think it is. Oh my god, you're gonna. Okay, Kate, when do you get to
I'm
that
like-
cauldron? Please.
I am right outside it, so I can do it right after the game if you guys want to watch.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. I would love
Yeah,
to watch.
You hear that, Justin? They want to watch my game. No, I'm kidding.
We're both.
Good for you.
¿Por qué los dos? ¿Por qué los dos?
I'm
Hey,
gonna
that's
need
on
your
you guys if you want to go back and forth.
I'm gonna need your help on a new game level, Bones. It requires a lot of brain cells, I feel like.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you're chatting up the wrong bitch.
Yeah, the good news is that Justin's thing will take like 5 minutes to load up for us to go, actually fuck that.
That's true. You like stare at it and you're like, oh god.
No.
Let's just say it's a bit of a competition, and out of like the 2 to 3 instances that I kicked it off, I failed. And not only did I fail, I failed harder each time I tried.
Huh. So curious
Should we mention who your opponents were?
My oh god.
The way you're fucking laughing.
my opponents, two of my opponents were Gandhi and Martin Luther King.
No.
Yeah.
Huh? Is this like a debate style game mode?
Yes and no.
Oh
You'll see when I load it up.
Okay, hold on. Is it like running for president debate?
Nah.
You just have
I
to
feel
see
like
it.
I would
You
do
just have to see it.
I would do so much better if that was the case, but no. This is like an end of it's a competition that in real life I would be utter ass in. Just you'll see.
I'm so curious.
This is a competition where Justin loaded it up and was like, "Help!" and I was like, "I can't help. I'm too white for this."
Oh no, do you have to rap? Do you have to rap? Is it a rap battle?
Again, you'll see when I load it up.
Okay, because I'm also probably too white.
See, the thing is, it's not even a case about being white. It's like a case of like how you word things in the they have the rubric that they follow is actually pretty thought out. There's like multiple things you have to hit in order for you to get a good grade, basically.
Is it like a haiku battle?
Sure. You'll see when I load
Poetry
it up.
slam?
You'll see.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
Again, they had shaded out what the new game mode was going to be, and this is the last fucking thing I thought they were going to do for a fucking game mode.
That's so funny.
You guys can help me make a new character and everything.
Oh, this is gonna be so funny then.
I think I found a Jewish deli in the region of Orange County. It's in Santa Ana, which is like 20 miles away.
Yo, that is so
Um,
fucking weird. I was just thinking about the fucking chopped cheese I had at the Jewish deli. Are you
Yeah.
fucking psychic?
But no, I was just like scrolling through things to order, and I was like, I want dolma. And then I saw stuffed cabbage, which is a Romanian dish I grew up with called sarmale.
Mhm.
But in this deli, it was in with like latkes and matzo ball soup, and then I saw like stuffed cabbage. I'm like, yes, please, but like, why is this is this a Jewish dish also? And so I was like, I gotta order it and try it out and see if it's like my childhood.
And
I haven't tried it yet. It's getting delivered right now.
oh, nice.
I ordered it like an hour ago, but they had to make it, and then they had to drive like a half hour from Santa Ana to here. Yeah,
Damn.
but they got a hell of a tip.
Hopefully. Sorry, just my own sort of like, oh god, it's half-hour food safety. Like that's
Yeah.
Henry's gonna get Addie a shirt that says Maleki Hater. Maleki Haters line up.
oh
If there
my
are no more
God.
Maleki haters, Addie is dead.
Yeah. Addie and Henry are dead.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, sir.
What chaos have you guys been cooking up in my absence?
I made a new scavenger hunt
Nothing.
for everyone.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know.
Don't
We
worry
What
decided
the
about
hell
that we're
does
gonna,
that mean?
we decided we're gonna kidnap Maleki.
it.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
You heard him.
No.
We'll see about that. We're putting her in a potato sack and dipping out of this place. Imagine rolling up to the Archmage's office and you just got a potato sack. You like drop it on the floor. Maleki comes rolling out. You're being like, what the fuck?
Potato sack holding a god.
Yeah. She's your problem now.
Later, bitch.
All right, but relic time.
Yes. So, you all leave Maleki's sanctuary, leaving her and Alona behind. The knowledge that you've gained weighing heavy on your minds. That the reason for all of Maleki's absences, for her disappearance off the face of the earth, essentially, was because something precious was stolen from another by any means necessary. Even if that means putting another god. Oh, that's my dog eating. She scared me. Even if it means putting another god to sleep and waiting a millennia if need be. Do you pop a locate object, Addie? Or have you already? You did already, right? To figure out like which way the orb would be.
That was earlier.
I feel like
We know
did
it was-
use
it
one
was-
when we were in here last session. I feel like we did.
We did.
Yeah, outside the
would've-
tree, I think.
No,
Yeah, it
we
was outside the tree.
We used one outside the tree, and then we used one at a fork in the road.
What's the
we still-
distance again? on that?
1,000 feet.
Okay, so I think when we did it outside the tree, we couldn't sense it, right? Because the tree's so fucking massive.
Yeah.
It
So-
is.
I have like one more second level left before I start going into my other level spells for locate object.
Is it a ritual spell, locate object?
No.
Damn.
I mean, I remember
know.
which way I said last time. If you guys just need me to say, Pepper.
Yeah, which way? Because I don't remember if it was like one of those things of like you told us at the tail end of the last one, or because I've only used there's only 2 that I've used.
Last time you popped off a locate object, I think you were saving your spell slots, which is why you guys went down, because I said something about the scent of like decay or something. Anyway, it's upwards. It's up in the tree.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it's up. Yeah, I guess I know
How
oh,
far
I know.
up?
I do remember that I did do an alarm spell at that fork, like just before the fork. And then another one at like the cavern with the cacao trees. Is it that if I get back in range of an alarm spell, it'll kind of like rewire itself to my brain, or
Hold on. Let's see. No larger than till the spell ends.
You just have to be within 1 mile of the worded area.
Yeah, you have to be within 1 mile of the warded area to get
I know,
in.
but I've set up multiple alarms
Mm.
as like if they get within 1 mile of the last, and I have to be in. Okay, so say we're in, within a mile of the one that I put at the cavern with the cacao trees, and that one trips. I know that the pack is closing in on us from that alarm spell. Sort of, I'm asking, so like I don't know if I'm out of range. Like when I get back within range of some of the spells, the alarm spells that I've done, if they sort of re-hook up to my noggin. Does that make sense?
Like
Yeah.
if you leave the 1
You're
mile
asking if you,
radius and then come back into it?
Yeah.
Let's say that the torsion's 8 hours, and I don't see anything here specifying that when you're out of range, it disappears. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say when you get back into range, it still hooks up to your mental faculties,
Okay.
to your
Cool.
mental tabs, to your
Okay.
mental internet browser.
Yeah, if it hasn't been tripped already.
Yeah. You reopen the tab.
Bluetooth device have been connected successfully.
Yeah, your Bluetooth hooks up properly.
Connected.
Bluetooth connect.
Disconnected.
All right, so I guess Addie's leading the way with the locate object.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So you guys travel back upwards the way you came. Past the rooms with the cacao trees, past the cemeteries and the mausoleums, and knowing more of what you know now, it leaves a much, much more bitter taste in all of your mouths. Most of your mouths. Henri, not sure how you feel about it. Honestly. But the rest of you definitely don't let your eyes linger too long, if you let them linger at all. Addie, you're in the front. If anyone has no objections, Leto is in the back.
I
I
think
do
after
not.
Addie, I think if after Addie, quote unquote, yelled at me, she didn't yell at me. I think Penny's gonna hang back next to Leto.
Yeah, if anyone wants to have a conversation while you guys are walking upwards, because it's essentially you got downwards and then you have to backtrack the way you came and then go upwards again. But you guys can talk as you guys are making your way upwards through this tree. Any takers?
Leto,
Yes.
are you alright?
What do you mean? I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Well, you're not fine because whatever Ilona said really shook you.
It's just a little jarring meeting God.
Well, she's only a god.
First
My
one I've
dad's a
ever met.
god.
Still the first one I've ever met.
Well, maybe when we get back, you can meet him. It might make you feel better about Ilona.
I'm sorry, you mean me? Who's your father again?
Lathander, do you want a pamphlet?
Proselytizing on the road.
It sounds like you're going through a crisis, Leto. May I offer you a pamphlet during these trying times?
my
I
parents
offer-
are Jehovah's Witnesses.
I have his book
See
here.
it.
You want to see it?
His good book.
There's a part 3 to the
Not a
Bible, Leto.
particular. I'm not particularly religious, Penny.
Would you like to be? I'm kidding.
God's.
It's never too late to find God, Leto.
It's so ominous.
Every soul is redeemable in
Oh
the
my-
eyes of the Lord.
Oh my god.
You must only supplicate yourself to him. Join us, Leto.
Oh
That's
god.
Man,
so
this is just what
scary.
it's like living in the South again. I'm sorry, but like, shit, people be leaving like
This is why nobody likes
pamphlets for their
Warlock.
church.
This
People
is
be
why
leaving
Warlock-
pamphlets for their church and shit at work, like
Oh my
customers.
God.
They hand them shits out.
Oh, I
Anyway,
know.
Leto says, no, thank you, Penny.
Most-
I'm not
most of that was out of
particularly
character.
religious. Yeah, I know.
Well, I know Cricket. I mean, you might want to try to. I'm not saying you should follow my dad, but I know Cricket's pretty close with their mom, or they were, or they'd like to be. And I think they would like it if you tried to, learn a little bit more about Ilona.
Trust me, it has come up before.
Oh, really?
And Leto looks like a little uncomfortable, but he like scratches the back of his head. It's like, yes. I just hadn't realized that what Cricket was saying was very much so in a literal sense rather than a spiritual sense.
Oh. I have pamphlets on confronting spirituality with literal gods, too.
Oh my god. Kristen Appleby? Is that you?
I
Hey.
I don't think I know how to respond to that.
We hand them out a lot to newcomers. Especially those who have just witnessed a miracle for the first time and don't quite understand how to react to it.
Well, I've witnessed no miracles. Is this Leto's
Huh.
voice? I don't fucking remember if it's Leto's voice. I don't think it is.
I think surviving here for this long is kind of a miracle.
We've survived this long because we're an entire group of capable adventurers in our own ways, in our own ways. The gods didn't help us at all in this little stint.
You know, you could explain away a lot of things by ignoring the gods, by using logic. But sometimes that's not what a person needs to hear. Sometimes they want to believe there's a higher power helping them out. Someone who cares about them, who they can't see.
And you say that, and once again, that kind of complicated expression flickers on Leto's face. But he just kind of grimaces and says, I suppose. And he honestly doesn't say much more the rest of the time. He's just you do catch him kind of just like beforehand his necklace that Cricket gave him was underneath his tunic, but every now and then he pulls it out and just kind of traces the kind of very neat grooves of this piece of ivory. Um, these grooves, actually make a perception check, Penny.
Oh no. Perception. Okay. I almost pulled out a D6. What am I doing?
That's a mood.
14?
With the 14, you can tell that these grooves are a little bit too regular to be natural, but you can't exactly put your finger on what it reminds you of. But it's a little hard to get Leto to talk for the rest of this little journey. Unless there is something else you wanted to ask, or something else someone wanted to talk to him about, or
I think I'll
amongst yourselves about.
I think I'll just finish off the conversation by saying,
When you're looking for someone to put your faith into, you know who to talk to.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Alona, right? Alona, right?
no.
I think Ember calls back, not the time, Penny.
That's not what I meant, Ember.
Anyway, I
It was
can
supposed to be like a metaphysical, he'll know when he knows.
anyway I can get one of those pamphlets.
Do you want a pamphlet?
I do not want a pamphlet. No, thank you.
Yeah. You keep talking about these pamphlets. Let me see one.
Are you sure? You're not just gonna tear it up in front of me to disparage my dad?
You should just keep them.
That's what I fucking thought. I'm gonna get you.
No, just saying they'd be more useful that way. I'll call you when we need kindling for the fire.
Oh my god.
Fuck you, Henri.
Only then will your father's light truly shine on me and warm me.
Oh my
You say that?
god.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, we're in the Beastlands. Is he even anywhere here?
Ah.
Oh my god!
Well, okay.
Can I talk as much smack as I want to here? Guys, we're moving here. Summer home in the Beastlands.
You
No, thank
you
you.
take a
One
single
guy can
point
get
of
you instead
radiant
of all of them.
damage.
I take what?
All the radiant damage that you take has been halved in the beast ones.
I'll take it. How much radiant damage was it?
A single
Just
point.
one.
1 point.
Totally worth it. Oh my god.
Are we just gonna get a monologue of Henry talking shit now?
It's fun little pander.
That would be in fact very
If-
funny.
If Henri does that, at some point Leto would speak up and be like, "Hey, can you just knock it the fuck off?" In a very un-Leto-like way.
Whoa.
Damn.
Damn. Okay, Leto.
Thank you, Leto.
And Leto just kind of shrugs, and you guys continue on. Um,
I do think at some point during our journey through the tree, I would approach Addie and just be like, "Okay, are you okay?"
Yes. No. I really don't know. I've spent so long not necessarily worship her. I guess just I don't know.
Yeah, that's about what I would expect in this situation. I think I'd feel much the same.
It just doesn't. I suppose it just doesn't make sense to me. From a. To sound like Conry. Because we cannot put our morality on the gods. I just.
Oh yeah.
It is worth considering they were once people. So I think we can afford to hold them to some standards of society.
Sure, but at some point that just went away. They just let go of it. Is that
Well,
what
then
it
that's their
means to
fault.
be a god?
I don't think that's necessarily what it means to be a god. I think it's whether or not we can. I do think we should treat them or hold them to the same as people, because they're supposed to guide us, represent us, right? Why can they get away with what we can't?
Exactly. It's just the names on the stones. I recognize them from the temples. We venerate murderers. And maybe not for the exact known reason. The only known reason that I could recall was that they were the most devoted of Maleki's followers. I don't know.
I don't think you have to know. I think this is a big situation. I can't fully relate, but I can tell that this is going to be hard for you for the next while, few weeks, few months.
I don't know. It's certainly for some time.
Well, I'm here if you need to talk, and I think Till is probably also here, although I know you guys are probably pretty tired from all the spells you've been doing.
Tired
I think-
is certainly one word for it. I don't think I've ever felt this exhausted in my entire life.
You, Till, and Penny have earned one hell of a break after this.
Oh, I'm going to be taking that break. Holy fuck. Thank you for checking.
Go ahead.
Ember.
Yeah, of course. My friend, of course I'd want to make sure you're okay.
Friends. We should probably going.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
I think while they were having that conversation, Penny had walked up to Tails like, "Hey, Tail, can you tell me what's wrong with my pamphlets? No one wants to read them."
So Penny, that's because you're trying to force religion onto people, and that's generally bad and unappreciated.
But I worked so hard on all these drawings.
Oh no, I recognize and see that.
Wait. Hold on. Did
But-
Penny make all these herself? I thought these were just ones handed out by the church.
Yeah, no, they're all like Penny made them.
Oh.
I think she hung out with raided Jeremy's art stash from Mavis's house and just made a bunch of pamphlets.
Oh, that's so sad.
And so it's like, do you like Lathander? Have a pamphlet. Like, that's just the title page of the pamphlet.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but Penny, a lot of it feels like you're trying to convert them instead of offer knowledge, and a lot of people don't like that.
Oh.
And saying it to Addie right after he's had a crisis of faith because of the dick or God turned out to be is what I've been told is insensitive and rude and of poor taste.
Should I have asked if she was interested in another god?
You should have asked if she was okay. Offered to be a comforting shoulder, but not offered another god, because she's probably following that Malecki for like a reason. So it's more like she's trying probably kind of come to terms with like how she views her, belief versus the truth of the god. And offering any god is kind of just rude. Because you don't know, it would be like someone, it would be, and I'm not saying this is true, it would be like Lathander turning out to have led a massacre of, I don't know, Tabaxi or something. And you find out about it, and you're conflicted about all the feelings and stuff, and then someone turns around to you, so have you heard about Malecki?
Okay, first of all, Lathander would never. He's
I
very
literally
kind.
said imagine it. Imagine it. Not that he actually would.
So what you're saying is Addie didn't have a problem with Lathander.
No.
She's just not looking for a new church at the moment?
If that's what you got out of everything I said, yes.
Okay. And we should support her in this moment right now, right?
Yes, and supporting her does not mean offering new religion or
Proselytizing.
proselytizing her about Lathander or other gods.
What about pizza chains? Can I proselytize about pizza chains?
Hold on.
I
Because there's this
mean,
really good
Well, I
restaurant
think that
in
canon-
Emerald City.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But
Because there's this one really good pizza restaurant in Emerald City that I think she would really enjoy. They have these awesome breadsticks that are just covered in this garlic butter.
So that's not proselytizing. That's just offering a fun activity to do.
Same shit to Penny.
So I should offer her pizza rolls?
Yes. Yes, you should offer her pizza rolls.
Okay. When we get back, I'm gonna offer Addie a trip to go get some pizza rolls.
I think she'll appreciate that.
Okay. Do you want to come with us?
Maybe I might be going back to. I think I'm gonna be going back to Port Town for some stuff once we get back.
Do you want to do that alone, or do you want a buddy?
Probably. Maybe. I will see how I feel. Because I don't want you to feel like you have to come back to Port Town and risk running into my mom.
I'll check in on you if you don't want me there.
I'll see. Let's see if Addie wants pizza rolls. And if she does, then I'll go alone.
Okay.
Maybe I'll bring Henri.
Ooh. Bringing Henri to Port Town?
I could shove him off a pier. Or in your honor.
Oh, well, now I want to go because I want to be there when you do that.
No, I'll draw you a picture later. I'll make a lifelike scale model of it in clay.
Pinky swear?
I pinky swear. Okay. If I push him off a pier, I will make a recreation of it out of clay.
Thank you, Till.
Yeah, of course.
Are you okay? Right now? After that?
I mean, I hold no strong religious beliefs other than the general Port Town ones, and even then I'm just like, they're there. I'm fine. Out of character real quick, did we resolve Penny's bite?
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess.
Okay. Yep, I'm fine.
Okay, good. I can't believe Henri was gonna burn these for fuel. I worked so hard on them.
I don't think he meant it. Well, okay, he probably did mean it to be rude. But I think. I mean, no, he's just an asshole. I like them.
Thank you.
Wow.
See this drawing on the back page of this third
Okay.
pamphlet? That's
Yeah.
me. That's you. And that's Lathander. And that's my dad.
Okay.
Well, they inserted Till into this band.
I can.
The one with the short hair is you.
Yeah, okay. I can definitely tell.
Really quick,
see
roll
how
me
we're
a
all
dexterity
holding
check.
Oh no.
Me?
Oh no.
See how well these are drawn.
Yeah, I was about to ask just for my visual mental aid, how good of a drawer is Penny?
I want to be clear. I'm picturing these as stick figures.
Oh,
Okay, good. I was also
Gen-
thinking of them as stick figures.
General dexterity is a 14.
They're like they're like a middle schooler learning how to draw for the first time.
oh my god,
Okay, so the faces are
They're
off, but the
basing-
proportions are there.
Jesus!
Yeah, but they're basing it off of like
How to draw anime.
anime.
Oh my
But like the heads are
god.
super big.
Not
no, no.
specifically anime, but also
it's
those
Penny
shitty
has
how to
a-
draw books.
No, Penny's going from a how to draw scripture. Like the illustrations from medieval like
Oh my
Bibles and
Illumination.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh god, bro. I'm
Till's
sorry.
got Till's got 2 extra arms coming out of the shoulders that are like have extra joints, but they're supposed to be like lightning arms.
How creepy would it be walking in the street? Out from the darkness comes this girl with like fucking void eyes. Her laughs echo through the walls in the streets, and she's just like, "Here's a pamphlet with fucking stick figures and shit." That's you.
I've been following you for 6 hours.
I think I've
You
got
seem
your
like you seem like you could use religion.
You're our Lord and Savior, Lathander.
See, that's why
God.
Penny was never out of the temple. It's not because they didn't want her to experience the world. It's because they thought she would make them lose followers.
You're probably right.
That's why Penny grows.
I mean, no offense to Penny, but they're probably right.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Lathander?
Okay, let's ring this back in, shall we?
I just wanted to say that the figures are all holding hands like one big happy family.
That's nice.
And then also and Black Pearl's like in the corner dead.
Is that in all the pamphlets?
Just on one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's like scribbled out in red crayon.
Oh my
Next
god.
touch.
Yeah. So you guys, by the way, I don't know how far apart you guys are imagining yourselves, but these aren't very, these hallways are pretty standard, I would say. Like maybe 6 feet wide, or I don't know, maybe 5 feet wide for going for standard D&D stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's a little bit more muffled because, it's like dirt and roots and shit, but these conversations aren't private, really.
That's okay.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Yeah, that tracks.
I will say
How else
that
is Henri
you guys
Jackson
get
reacting
back.
to the chat? Alright.
I will say that you guys do make it back up to the. Sorry, I was looking at something in a different server. Y'all ever seen a bear twerk on a tree? Anyway,
What? You can't just say that shit and not.
You mean like scratching their back?
anyway, you guys get back to where you were. Addie, your alarm spells start to you start to reopen your alarm spell tabs in your mental browser. And you guys continue to go upwards. For the most part, it is the same. There aren't any cemeteries this far up that you guys pass through, really, but there is one thing that starts kind of becoming more and more noticeable the further you go up. And the further you go up, the more you notice that the tree, even as huge as it is, it's moving. You can hear the wind outside of the sturdy wood, of the heartwood, and you feel the slight sway of how the wind pushes at the tree. And more than once, a strong gust kind of makes it really, really obvious. And for a moment, some of you think, oh shit, this thing's about to fall over. Then you remember it's like a millennia old tree, if not older. It's probably not going to go down anytime soon. It doesn't make it any less unnerving, though. You pass more rooms with the down below there was the cacao trees that were growing, but up here they kind of take over as there are multiple trunks kind of intertwined poking through the main tree's own trunk, curled and trained through twisting branches, and there's a ton of pods just hanging out, um, from the ceilings, everything like that. There are following the light that someone has light, right? Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Following the light that you guys magically cast, because there really is no fire in here for good reason. It's a huge fucking tree. Um Actually, we're going to go more back to the first image of the tree. Oh, hold on. Keep forgetting that roll 20 on Firefox is different. Please go down. Please go down. I don't want you to be there. How do I go down? Shit. That is not where I wanted you guys to be. How do I fucking... Can I just... Yeah. Give me 1 second. You know that big ash tree thing that I showed you guys last time?
Yeah, I remember it.
Maybe... Yeah. That's where you guys are in terms of... I just want it to be there for the visual for the video. Hold on. I just can't figure out how to make it go down. Because I'm a dumbass. Believe it or not.
Just cycling through.
Here we go. Move party here. I didn't know you could do that. There we go. Yeah, so that's where you guys kind of started out on a little blip right there. Even though this isn't really to scale all too well, I would say you guys are about there-ish now. And yeah. There. In terms of how far up, I guess you could say, in relation to where you were, well, where you started out at, really. And as you continue walking, eventually you end up in a very flat, very dark room. And it's about 30 feet, not 30. Actually, yeah, it's about 45 feet wide and about 50 across, and it's dark in here. Who has dark vision again?
Me.
Everyone except for Henri, right?
I don't have it.
Till, Penny, right?
I do if I squint really hard.
That doesn't count. Does Penny have dark vision?
Kate, you're
Okay.
muted.
Yes, Penny has dark vision.
Okay, so that is Till and Henri that do not have dark vision. The rest of you with dark vision can see that there is a door on the far side. However, it's a stone door, and it's actually two stone doors, and it looks like it was that the tree was kind of cut around it. That's not what catches your eye. What catches your eye is that there is a large, yes, there is a large creature lying in front of the door. And um it's not sleeping, and you can tell it's not sleeping because from the darkness, two eyes glowing with that kind of reflective eye thing that cats have
Eye
stare
shine?
at you all from the eye shine, yes. A reflective eye shine stares at you all from the darkness.
Well, suppose it's not
Should we
surprising that it
say
has a...
hi?
That probably
What was that?
wouldn't be a bad idea to say hi.
Hello?
Penny's just
You
shouting
say
hello
hello.
towards. Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Can you imagine if I threw a Tarrasque at you? I don't even know what I would do with myself.
We would
I
die.
think I
don't
would
think we can.
cry.
We
I
can't
think
take it on our
we'd
levels.
just die. I think
I think I would cry too, honestly.
Bessie, I think we'd just perish.
Yeah, that's campaign ending.
Yeah, you need some crazy
Yeah.
planning to take down a Tarrasque.
Exactly. Like that's something you plan for like a year in advance, if that, if not more. Where is it? I wish there was an easier way to search your bookmarks because I have a whole bunch of them. So, I don't know what's been up with my voice lately, but it's fucking killing me. I'm not even sick. Maybe it's the testosterone that I didn't start yet.
Is that Georgia water?
It might be.
Georgia water
might
has
be.
secret tea.
It's that swamp water. I'm near the Okefenokee swamp.
Turning the frogs gay.
It's turning the frogs.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
It's turning the frogs gay, and it's turning people trans. If you're already trans, it's turning you more trans.
Trans squared.
Oh damn, you beat me to it.
Transcending.
Interesting. Okay. As you yell out hello, you can see this large creature. It shifts and it gets to its feet. And those of you with dark vision can see the massive lion paws. And as it shakes itself out, the large wings on its back, and it thumps its tail, and in a line coming to you all is a flash of magical torches, as everyone can finally see what is guarding this door. And what it is, everyone roll me a nature check.
Is it a sphinx?
Maybe.
Well,
Ember
my
doesn't need
nature's-
nature checks. Ember just knows.
My nature is okay. I don't have proficiency in it.
It helps that I very recently ran a sphinx encounter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn it! I didn't know that shit. This makes me better plan for over a year.
This does sound like a sphinx. Very sphinx-like features you mentioned.
22. God damn.
Yeah, I don't have the best nature, but I rolled a 19, so
God damn. Addie, Till?
Oh, I put it in VC. I can.
Oh, you did?
I
Okay.
got an 18. Sure.
18? Okay.
I got a 14.
Natch ear.
Okay. Henri, Ember, and Addie. You guys can tell the lion body, the eagle wings, the humanoid face of a woman, even with the unnatural glowing eyes and the elongated canines that are protruding from its mouth, the Sphinx. Penny and Till, um, you two have not heard of this creature for different reasons. Till actually the two you have probably read about them somewhere. It's just maybe those books didn't have pictures or describe them properly, so you're not quite sure what you're looking at. But if you were to get a better picture, say in a more like a college or someone drew it properly, you would have known what this was.
interesting. And what's the speed it's approaching us again?
It's not approaching at all, actually. It is sitting in front of the door, and it has essentially just kind of turned on the lights.
Interesting. Quick, Penny, offer it one of your pamphlets.
Henri.
Would you like to hear about our Lord and Savior Lathander? I have a pamphlet.
Oh my god.
Wait.
So you say that, and the Sphinx's lips curl up in disgust. And
Oh no.
Till, roll me a bear with me for one moment. I don't know if that should be perception or investigation. Probably just perception.
That's a
Yeah, roll me
terrifying
a perception
statement.
check.
Oh dear lord. 11.
Does anyone want to help Till?
I can help.
Can I help too?
Can we all try and
Get help.
well, I'm not terribly good at perceiving. So I probably
One
should
person can help Till.
Hammer.
I can
Give
help
Till
Till.
advantage.
10. I have a -1 to perception. I'm not gonna rock with it.
Rip in the chat.
Rip.
Okay. I will allow you to remake this. I will allow you to remake this a second time later. But the Sphinx's lip curls up and it gets to its feet and
Oh fuck.
starts to make its way, not threateningly, to you all. It weaves between the poles and hugs a little bit of the wall sometimes, its eyes never leaving your party. And as it gets about 20 feet away, it starts to pace back and forth in front of you all, and it starts to speak. And please bear with me, because this is something that I could not write out in advance.
Mhm.
And it says, "Looky, looky, travelers 5, all whole and all alive. What are you doing here in my domain?" Is it pleasure you seek, or is it pain?
An orb.
We were sent
We-
by the Archmage to retrieve the orb.
We were unaware that we had encroached upon your territory, Mighty Sphinx.
Yes, the orb of dragonkind. Always, always on my mind. Encroach in my territory. Yes, you did. But not your fault for what you did. Fucking turn into a trout. Now that it's closer, and you've been looking at it more, roll another perception check, please.
Just Hill, or can other people make the check?
Other people can make the check, but it's more relevant if Till makes it.
I mean, I'll also make the check.
That's fine.
I would like to.
I will try as well. Ooh, that's
Rolly
con.
Wolly.
A 6, Justin?
What?
Never mind, never mind.
Fucking dark in here, dude. Damn.
It's lit up!
I let Red borrow some of my points in the roll there. So, you're welcome.
Sure.
Till, what did you get for that perception check?
Another one? Am I rolling another one?
Everyone's rolling one, yes.
Oh my god.
You got this, Till.
A 3!
No.
Okay.
That's my boy.
I mostly should be rolling at disadvantage because I can't fucking see.
There's light. There's
Yeah,
light
it's-
now.
okay,
The
well-
Sphinx did light up the room.
I have a negative perception.
That's fine. The Sphinx continues. I'll bring up the perception check in a second. While the orb is under my protection, I cannot let it leave without ample direction. Something of mine for something of yours. Either that or killed by boars. And that's when you guys notice as the Sphinx is talking, it gets a little closer as it essentially threatens you guys. And you notice that one of the sharp canines that it is supposed to have is missing. And Till,
Oh, yeah.
this looks this you I know you got like a 3, but fuck it. 'Cause this is relevant.
I think it might be like one of us going, "Hey, Till, doesn't it look like?"
Look like the
Until we'll pull out the tooth.
Yeah.
Like,
You hold up the gold tooth.
Can I offer you a
And
trade?
and the Sphinx says, A golden tooth that I lost. How did you get it beneath your... Fuck, hold on. Oh, a golden tooth that I lost. The orb is is a fair trader cost.
Toll give a thumbs up. Like, cool beans, dude.
For the orb and our safe return.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Safe return, I do not guarantee, but
Or at least like just letting
my
us walk out
claws.
of the room.
Safe return under your hands, under your watch. Make this not a lesson that we have to learn.
Safe return, I suppose I can agree. But what about those wolves you flee? Are they to be here, snooping about, throwing the roots, throwing disarray? Fuck.
This is a hell of a bit to commit to. This is something I refused to do when I ran my Sphinx encounter.
I do not care.
I love the
I
idea of
am
a
committed
sphinx.
to the bit.
I love the idea of a sphinx in real game time that needs to stop to figure out his rhymes. It's like, wait, hold up.
They're young. They're new at this. Give them a break. Give them a break.
has like a little book that they flip through. Hold up, give me a sec. What rhymes with orange?
Door hinge. Just saying. Door hinge. And what about the wolves that run free? Are you to leave them all to me?
This is your domain. We can assure you that we will not disrespect it. We can't say the same for the wolves. But surely they aren't a match against thee.
A being of your might and caliber.
Give me a second.
Sphinx slipping through the book.
I'm trying to figure out what I want. I know what I want to say, but I'm trying to fucking put it into rhyme.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, really quickly. If the tree is moving, that means our trail is broken. It'd be really hard to find us if the tree itself is moving.
Wait, like if the tree's moving, then they can't fucking get here.
No, the tree's not moving. It's swaying in the wind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it made it sound as if the tree itself is just moving.
Oh no, like when I meant moving, I meant like you can feel the movement of the swaying as the wind pushes. You know, like those really tall trees that get fucking windy at the top?
I get it now.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't communicate that properly. No, I don't know how I'd be able to swing a fucking big ass tree like this moving constantly. Damn.
Beastland magic shit, I guess.
Yeah. There are many of them and one of me. Personally, I would just let them be. They are no concern of mine, but the tree would. Yeah, tree
Surely
would.
die.
Um,
Um,
yeah, sure. Why not? Thank you for that one. Inspiration. There you go for helping DM.
oh,
The fucking idiot. It's like, yeah, let's speak in rhyme. Let's commit to this shit, idiot.
The sooner that we get the orb, the sooner we can be away from this tree, which means the less likely that they will follow us in.
Do not be so naive. They're already here, can't you see?
Let's just hop in the Wall of Many Worlds and get out of here.
we
You
have a
two-
way. Eh?
What were you saying to the Sphinx?
More, I was turning to everyone else and being like, we have the Wall of Many Worlds. We should leave as soon as possible once we get the orb.
Yeah.
I agree.
So trade the tooth for the orb and the safe passage out of here, and we will be out of your hair in like 10 seconds.
In
The
and out.
Sphinx
since we're gonna adventure.
narrows its eyes. Does anyone want to roll me a persuasion check?
I'll do it.
I wanted to say something to the
Could
group.
I help Till? Could I
wanted to
pull
say
out?
something to the. Yeah, you can help Till just really quick. What did Penny want to say to the group, or was it to the Sphinx?
To the group. Let's see. I wouldn't just leaving the wolves here be irresponsible. The Sphinx just said that they were on the doorstep. Like, we're kind of just leaving the wolves or the Sphinxes to the wolves if we leave without helping them.
Didn't the Sphinx just say it was fine? Like could handle them if they caused problems.
That the wolves aren't their concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it feels bad.
And if it's not
We
their
have
concern and it's not gonna
Sphinxes-
fuck up a god.
Sphinx is honestly more concerned about the tree than than itself.
The tree is so big, I am not worried about a couple of werewolves fucking up the tree. It is so big. You
Fair
haven't
enough.
kind of explained.
They would
Fair
need.
enough.
They would need
It
like
is
to set off a fucking nuke inside of it.
Yeah, it's one of those
Legalize
things of, like,
nuclear bombs.
I feel bad, but I don't feel like fighting 50 werewolves. Honestly.
Yeah, and on top of the fact that truly their main goal is to power up so that they're on even ground with people in the prime material. If we leave them here,
Yeah, that's true.
in theory, they would have to wait for another portal to open to come back, and they would
Yeah.
have to be there at the portal to come back.
Yeah.
It would
Wherever
be
the portal
irresponsible for
is.
us to stay here with the artifact. The sooner we get the artifact away from them, the better.
Yeah, because we don't want them risking it. We want to make sure the plane gets closed.
Yeah, do we know what the artifact does?
Yes, Eridonis lets you guys know what it does. Actually,
What does it do?
Orb of Dragonkind. Basic rules 2014. Wondrous item artifact requires attunement. Orb of Dragonkind has here we go. The orb is an etched crystal globe about 10 inches in diameter. When used, it grows to be about 20 inches in diameter, and mist swirls inside of it. While attuned to an orb, one of the orb, there's multiple orbs, but there's only one in this setting. Each orb contains the essence never mind. You can use an action to peer into the orb's depth and speak its command word. You must then make a charisma check, and and on a successful check, you control the orb for as long as you remain attuned to it. On a failed check, you become charmed. While you are charmed by the orb, you can't voluntarily end your attunement to it. Yes. The dragon essence within the orb might want many things: the annihilation of a particular people, freedom from the orb, spread suffering in the world, etc., etc. While you
So it's
control the orb, you can.
so it's basically a
Hmm?
Pokeball.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is there's a Pokemon inside.
It's an evil wizard amulet.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is Dialga is inside of that orb, itching for a fight.
My God.
Evil dragons in range feel compelled to come to the orb as soon as possible by the most direct route.
We can leave them. We can leave them trapped, potentially trapped in the Beastlands for however long it takes for them to find their way out. And I am not concerned with a handful of werewolves fucking up a tree this huge. I think they would be like dust.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Piss on it? Have a little bathroom break.
Probably just water the tree.
And by the end, I think they're far more concerned with their other goals than with destroying a massive tree.
Can I do a quick ping on the guy I marked?
Fucking sonar.
Starfall? Yeah, you can tell he is the closest he has ever been to you guys in the Beastlands.
Let's leave now.
The Sphinx wasn't lying about the wares being on the front door of the tree. From what you can gather, he's maybe because you guys are up so
a
high.
Genuine question: how the fuck have they caught up with us when we were doing multiple?
It's
dimension
less
doors?
that they were tracking you guys, and more they were just heading to the tree because.
Well, that still begs the question of like we went in a very direct, very fast pace.
Yeah, how far away were they again? I'm sorry, I should have asked that first.
No, because the thing is, we
Mile.
did multiple dimension doors, which is 500 feet rapidly in the morning.
Okay,
and then...
so I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Continuously walked for 8 hours after that.
Yeah, every morning we did like 5 dimension doors.
We got like a mile.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's still the closest he's been to you guys, but he's not on the front door of the tree.
Yeah, because this is the most we've stayed in one place, but
yeah. He's probably maybe a day and a half away, which is still the closest he's been to you guys.
You know, on the doorstep, just not physically on the doorstep.
Yeah,
He's sniffing around our mudroom, like he's sniffing around the front door.
That's just Starfall. That's just Karn.
Just imagine the Sphinx saying he's at the doorstep, and Miner's like, he's a day and a half away.
That's just Karn. There's other wares that are. He put out his feelers. I'm not saying there's a whole bunch of werewolves, but there's probably at least like 1 or 2 who are closer than he is. You know?
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Either
let
way.
everybody know that the one I have marked is a day and a half away.
Either way, we get the orb, we fuck off. They're stuck here for however long they're stuck here. And if they somehow find a portal out, whenever that is, Eridonis will tell us and we can deal with it then.
Exactly.
And if they are a day away and we leave today to the portal Sphinx, maybe you can run into them before they enter the tree and let them know that we left. If you're that worried about them causing a mess and pissing on the roots or something.
I was just trying to be devil's advocate.
Who?
Not very hard for you to do.
It is appreciated, Penny,
Yes.
and it is something
I
we
was
do
also a little
should, and that it
I
is
also
something
might
we
have
should keep in, consider from time to time, if the situation calls for it. But I think in this moment, the situation does not call for it.
Penny, maybe we can compromise. We can leave some of your pamphlets with the Sphinx, and he can pass it along to the werewolves.
Henri,
I
You can say you can save them in a different way.
Yes, the moon-touched people following the sun god.
I can think of no
Oh
better
wait,
way.
can we trade the tooth for the charm and then take the
Yeah,
world
I was quiet for so long trying to come up with some rhymes, but the Sphinx is like, yeah, I'll take the tooth. Follow me. And he doesn't say it like that, obviously there's some rhyming involved. But no. And you guys follow the Sphinx to the other end of this room, and it pushes open the heavy doors with its large front paws, and it leads you upwards a little bit. It's not like stairs, but it just slopes gently upwards, and um into essentially what is a trophy room. There's no, like, animal heads or whatever like that, but, Addie, you are seeing some extremely magical items that you didn't even think existed because they were only talked about theoretically. Um,
Oh.
yeah, very old items, um hold on.
Hey guys, fully joking. Fully joking.
Oh,
Out
God.
of character. What if we just fought the Sphinx? What if we just murder hoboed the
All
Sphinx?
things considered, a bunch of level 11s against a Sphinx would stomp a Sphinx, a guy in a Sphinx. However,
If they are a day and a half away,
no, I was gonna say out of character, maybe you can like trade some other personal objects for other magic items.
Yeah, there is, Henri, you see an axe of the Dwarvish Lord, and you do a double take, 'cause, the last you heard, that shit was lost. Super fucking lost.
well,
There Mhm.
I think one question that I am curious to figure out is: are these the possessions of the Sphinx, or is this like a room belonging to Maleki and her followers that contains spoils or whatever else you want to call it, or important items? Because that something else.
Roll
That's
a
a
religion check.
okay, or doesn't
Could
work
I
out.
help?
So let me see.
I help?
Yeah, sure.
Religion.
I help.
Is anybody better at religion? Can I ask that first?
I have a +9.
I have a +5.
Oh, okay.
You have a
+9.
+9?
Yeah,
+9,
I have a
please.
+9.
I will
Yeah, Addie
help.
has a +9.
Henry will say his thought out loud or mumble it slightly to get the thought into Addie's mind so that Addie can take it, and I offer help.
Brrr. That not a natural 20, unfortunately, but an 18 + 9, so it's basically a million. What's
basic?
27.
You can tell
27?
So you can tell that yeah, Addie, you know that a few of these items are probably, belonging to those stiffs downstairs. But a few of them just legitimately seem to be the Sphinx's own things that they've collected.
It's a kind of
Okay.
communal space, is what you're saying.
It's a trophy room.
Oh, this is stupid.
There is a dragonhide belt. Whatchamacallit? Um a obsidian steed that looks like to be a figurine of wondrous power. A glamour weave, even a horn of Valhalla, which what's that doing here? Honestly. But the Sphinx lead you guys kind
Damn,
of
Heimdall might be looking for that.
yeah. There- There's a moon
Balorhorn?
sickle. eh,
Sorry.
There's a moon sickle and a rhythm maker's drum and spell gems and shit.
Hmm.
And the Sphinx just doesn't even blink at these items, but it leads you to and they're up on like um I don't want to say marble because that seems a little bit too fancy. Um
Carved
but they're
petrified
definitely,
wood?
yeah, they're on carved petrified wood like displays with kind of like did the best it could with like the glass. So um the glass is kind of not very good, like these glass boxes that are over them, but it does the job. And also it's guarded by a sphinx. Even though you guys could curb stomp it into oblivion. Um
I am kind of now more serious about killing this sphinx than taking
I
the
just
stuff.
want to get out of the beastlands.
Yeah.
That's fair. God, greedy wizard. Addie really dug her greedy little wizard claws into my psyche.
anyway, the sphinx leads you to the orb of dragonkind, and before it uh takes off the glass and everything like that, it turns to you, Till, and basically asks for the tooth.
Yep, I give it to him.
Yeah, so the Sphinx opens up its mouth and um does some on the fly dental work. I'm not gonna
Just
go
eat
into
a
details. It just know it's in there. And the Sphinx, a monstrosity of their word, takes off the glass case surrounding the orb of dragonkind. And who has the bag of holding? Addie?
I do. Yes.
Gives it to you, Addie.
Kerplunk.
And Sphinx basically like, so y'all can leave now.
Yeah, I thought you were leaving, right?
The true introvert. The truest of introverts.
I just love him reverting back to no rhymes. He's just like, all right, I'm tired of that now. Are y'all
Fuck
leaving?
off. Fuck off.
To pull out the wall of many worlds.
Oh, there's the
Yeah.
twerking bear.
Fuck.
So like, what is all this stuff anyways?
The Sphinx tells you that they were entrusted by Maleki essentially to guard items that her followers either made or crafted or found or some cases stole um during their adventures, like her all the people who did like grand adventure shit.
Mhm,
These are their items, basically. And then the
mhm.
Sphinx is like, yeah, and I killed some people for some of these other items. I wanted them.
Fair and valid. Hollow based. Thank you for answering.
You
I
know,
guess we better
just
get going, guys.
Yeah, let's cannonball back into
Yep.
Trailerine's office.
Leto has
Andres.
been completely silent throughout all of this. He's just been like, I don't get paid enough for this. I'm actually not getting paid at all.
I'm not using my PTO for this.
Yeah, he's like, I thought this was gonna be a quick thing. I'm going over my allotted vacation days.
Alright. Deuces. Let's go.
Peace.
Got the ollie outie.
Dunking into the
Yeah.
portal. Good. Oh, maybe we should leave some pamphlets where the orb is for when the wolves come. Werewolves, I mean. We finally found it. The ultimate answers. Wait, fucking, what's up with this drawing? Penny just like drew them in their werewolves form, holding hands with Lathander.
No, I'll tell you what it is for the werewolf. If you had to make a werewolf pamphlet, it would be werewolf plus moon in one side, and then men plus or like just regular people plus sun. And like on the werewolf side, they have frowny faces, but on the sun they have smiles.
Oh gosh.
It's
Oh
just
my god.
So
really
target.
horrible. Like you'll be happier in the sun.
That's
Just
foul.
really horrible.
You can make it worse by putting like a line about it and be like, you could be normal too.
No, it's I think at the bottom it just says, "Enjoy a walk in the sun."
Oh god.
Yeah, don't let Ember see that shit.
I don't think Penny actually drew that one, but a hypothetical if she did. She would ask Ember to be like, "Hey Ember, is this something that's okay? Because I wanted to ask you first, but it's for the werewolves."
Yeah, you're my
Is
cultural sensitivity reader.
Oh my god.
God.
Hey Ember, what do you think of this incredibly racist pamphlet I created out of?
God, that is so good.
I love that.
The builder. The
The
fighter.
fighter. The
The
racer. Steve. Yeah, I guess we go through the portal.
Yeah, we fucking leave, please.
Okay. I think that's where we're gonna call it for tonight.
Have we left the Beastlands? Are we out? Are we done?
You are. Yes.
Yay.
Come into the out now.
Have we come into the out?
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
I'm going